Okay, so Miss Gentry is going to record a video over every question on last year's STAR test. So this is the actual STAR test that my kids took last year. So the questions will be very similar to what, these are the exact questions they did last year, so they will be very similar to what I feel will be on the STAR test this year. So, all right, so let's look at the first question. It says, read each question carefully. Well, duh. Let's read the directions. For multiple choice questions, determine whether or not the best answer for answer choice is provided. If it is agreeable, okay, you know how to do all of that. Okay, Frank had $65. He spent $2 per day for 7 days. Then he was given $9 to divide equally between himself and his two brothers. The following expression can be used to determine the amount of money Frank had after that. Okay, so they put all of this information in here just to tell you, hey, use this to solve it, okay? So what do you have to do whenever you have a problem like this? You have to follow the order of operations. P, E, M, D, A, S, okay? This means parentheses. This means exponents. This means multiply or divide, whichever one comes first. This means addition or subtraction, whichever one comes first, okay? When you're reading from left to right, you need to make sure you're doing it whichever one comes first. All right, I also have the scores of how my students scored last time, and I'll tell you what percentage of the kids got it correct. And then if there's one that they came close to choosing, we'll also talk about this. In my opinion, this is a very easy question because you just follow the order of operations, and you know that. You started learning that last year. So 65 minus 2 times 7 plus 9 divided by 3. Okay, do I have any parentheses? No. Do I have any exponents? No. Do I have any multiplication or division? I have both, so then you go in order from left to right. So 2 times 7 is 14 plus 9 divided by 3 minus 65. Okay, did I skip a step? No, I took care of my multiplication. Now I need to take care of my division. What's 9 divided by 3? 3. Then you better copy every single thing down. That takes care of that. Now, do I have addition or subtraction? I have both of them. Okay, so you have to pay attention which one is in the order first. I have subtraction first. So I'm going to do 65 minus 14. $51 plus 3. What is 51 plus 3? 54. Okay, last year on this question, 86% of the kids got that correct. So I would say 86% scored that, got that right last year. So that's really not too bad. All right, so let's erase all this and move this up and read question number 2. A baby weighed 7 1/4 pounds. Why did I say 1/4? Well, I said 1/4 because 25/100ths of a pound is 1/4 of a pound. At the end of 8 months, the baby weighed 2 1/2 times its birth weight. How many pounds did the baby weigh at the beginning of the 8 months? Okay, so they started out at 7 1/4 and they gained 2 1/2 times that. Okay, we're gonna estimate first. Okay, so let's just say this is 7. And then this is almost 3, okay? This is my estimation. My baby's weight should be somewhere around 21 pounds. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to estimate around, remember that means estimate, 20 pounds. Okay, are there any of those that you can probably automatically mark off? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. And you know, last year 9% of kids picked that. They did not use their test-taking strategies. Okay, so I have 7 1/4 pounds. Uh-oh, where'd my pen go? 7 1/4 pounds times 2.5. Now, you could change this one right here to a fraction, but 2.5, let's just change that to a decimal. So I'm going to have 7/25 times 2.5. Okay, remember when you're multiplying decimals, you do not have to line them up. Now just multiply normal. 5 times 5 is 25. That's 10, 11, 12. 35, 36. Okay, mark off the 5. Put Bob in the basement. Do not miss that. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry your 1. That's 4, 5. 2 times 7 is 14. Now just add it up regular. Oh, why do I keep doing that? Go away. Add it up regular. 5 plus 0 is 5. 2. 11. Carry your 1. 4 plus 4 is 8. Plus. Oh, I don't need that. Okay, so 18,125. Does that make any sense? Well, my estimate is telling me it should be somewhere around 20 pounds. No, that doesn't make any sense. What did I forget to do? Count my decimal places. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 18,125 thousandths of a pound. Now, last year, 67% of my kids got that. In my opinion, everybody should have gotten that. Okay? This is a freebie. This is easy. These are easy numbers. It's just multiplying a decimal. There's nothing hard about that. Okay? It will never be as easy as taking this number and adding it up. That's how you would have gotten that one, okay? Just remember, if it seems too easy, it probably is. Okay? So the first 2 questions last year were pretty easy, so you're starting off strong. Let's go to the next page. Hector, first of all, let's look at this. First of all, does this look fun? No, this doesn't really look fun to me. Does this look like, oh gosh, I'm kind of scared. I don't really feel good about this. Okay, if you feel that way, you can skip it and come back to it later. The first 2 were easy. You're knocking it out, getting it done. But on actual test day, if you get one like this and you're a little bit nervous about it, just skip it. Okay? So Hector surveyed all the 6th graders at his school about their favorite school activity. The table shows the results that were used to make a bar graph. Okay, this isn't the kind of bar graph that we're used to seeing, but it still is a bar graph. Which percentage bar graph? There's a word giving you a clue. Best represents the data. You're going to have to figure out the percentage of all of these 4 things. Okay, well, it's actually 3 things because 2 of them are the same. This is not a big deal. You know that a percentage is a part over a whole. Okay? Here are all of my parts. Now I just need to figure out my whole. Well, in order to do that, I'm going to add all of these up. So 44, 55, 55, and 66. Add that up. That's 10 and 10. So that's 20. That's 10 and 10. So they asked a total of 220 students. Okay? There was the bell. 220 students. So now I need to make a fraction.
Good morning, pilots. Please stand for the pledge.
Okay, so now you can make fractions in order to be able to get your percentages. So you have 44 over 220 for reading. Sports and video games are the same. So that's going to be 55 over 220.
Thank you.
Okay, so, well, and there's the bell again. Good grief. So I did sports and video games the same at 55 over 220. And then I have music. Let's do a different color for music, which was 66 over 220. Okay, let's look at our answer choices now. Okay, I can tell looking right off the bat that this one right here, B, is way off, okay? It's way off because 66 is not more than half, okay? That's like a tiny little piece of that. So that's way off. Okay, so there's a couple of ways to do this. You could divide 44 divided by 220. But I know, to find the reading one right now, I know that both of these are divisible by something. So think for a second about what they're divisible by. Okay, I know they're both divisible by 2, but is there something else? Yeah, you could do it divisible by, you could divide both of them by 4. That would be 11. To go in there 55 times. Now 11/55, is that easier to divide now? Totally. So you're going to take 11, divide it by 55. Okay, well, this outside, this top goes in, bottom out, inside out, bottom out. 11 divided by 55. Okay, I'm just reiterating how to write it. Now, will 55 go into 11? No, so add a decimal. Will 55 go into 110? Yes, 2 times. That would give you 110. So this is, reading is 0.2. Well, 0.2, move your decimal 2 places to the right, would be what? 20%. Well, look right here on reading. Here's 20%. That's more, so that's a no-go. That's 20. Look here. That's the only answer that works. Okay, so you really only had to figure one of them. Let's just figure another one just to be sure. So we could do the math or the sports and video games. It doesn't matter to me. Let's do this one looks like it's pretty easy to see. 10, 20, 30. Let's see if this actually is 30%. So 66 over 220. What could you divide that by? We could do 2, so 33 over 110. Okay, now actually divide that out. How many times will that go in there? 3. So music was 0.3. Move your decimal 2 places to the right. 1, 2 equals 30%. So if this was 20% and this was 30%, that means these two have to be 50% together. So 55 and 55 is 110. Is that half? So yeah. So C is the answer choice. I will tell you, not even half of the students got this last year. And I think the reason why is because it was a lot of work. There's a lot of work on this paper. Okay, and it was kind of tricky, but you could automatically mark one off, and then once you got one answer, it made it easier to confirm that this was in fact the correct answer. Okay, number 4. Number 4, almost half of my students got this correct last year, and that makes me kind of, that makes me kind of sad because it's just a proportion. We've done a million proportions. Okay, so let's talk about it. It says, a barrel contains 60 gallons of water. Water leaked out of the barrel at a rate, that's a clue, of 5 gallons every 3 days. At this rate, so I'm going to have to do that was the bell. So I'm going to have to do a WKU. Anytime I have a rate, I can do a WKU. How many days did it take for all 60 gallons of water to leak out of the barrel? WKU. What 2 things am I comparing? Well, I'm comparing gallons and days. This is a freebie. Now go back. Your no is going to be in the sentence. At a rate of 5 gallons every 3 days. At this rate, how many days did it take for all 60 gallons? So I'm going to put that 60 right here. How many days? That's what I'm looking for. I don't even know why so many kids miss this. Okay? What did you do to 5 to get 60? Times 12. look right there. Look right there. There is 12 days right there. That is a mean, dirty trick. And you know what? 30% of the kids picked that. Do not be tricked by that. Okay? What do you do to the top? You do to the bottom. What's 3 times 12? 36. Took 36 days. Easy. That's an easy one, guys. Don't miss that. That's easy. Okay, last one we're going to do on this video. 4 points are graphed on the coordinate grid. Okay, easy. Which ordered pair does not appear to be represented? Does not appear to be represented. Okay, you know this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is positive, positive, negative, positive, negative, negative, positive, negative. You should write that every time. Okay, ooh, look at A. This is, I hate it when they do this to you, okay? 61% of kids got this right last year. What is A? That is an improper fraction. First of all, this is counting by ones, right? This right here is counting by ones. Look at all of your answer choices. 5 halves. That's an improper fraction. That is not a big deal. What is 5 divided by 2? 2. And you have what left over? 1/2 -3, right? Okay, see if you can fix the second one at the bottom. Fix C. This would be 1 1/2 and 2. All right, so let's just see. Look at A. Over 2 1/2 down 3. That's right there. So that was A. Over 1 down 1 1/2. That would be right there. Okay, so I'm thinking that B isn't on there. Over 1 1/2 up 2. That was C. Over -4 up 1/2. That's D. Okay, that's a freebie. These are freebies. And the way they try to get you to miss the freebies is by giving you something confusing like that. That is just an improper fraction. 5 over 2. 5 divided by 2. 2 will go in there twice. That is not, do not let that nonsense trick you. Okay, that's it for tonight.